Hey you guys, it's me, KTB, and today we're going to be reviewing The Martian by Andy Weir. Yay. Smells lovely. New book smell. Yeah, this book review is just going to be about me sniffing a book. You know, it's... If you want to watch that, you can keep watching, but, you know, I'm just going to continue sniffing this book if you don't mind. Smells like a good story. Okay, let's get onto it. I'll read you the synopsis and then I'll get into my review. I'm stranded on Mars. I have no way to communicate with Earth. If the oxygenator breaks down, I'll suffocate. If the water reclaimer breaks down, I'll die of thirst. If the habitat breaches, I'll just kind of explode. If none of those things happen, I'll eventually run out of food and starve to death. I'm screwed. Now, there's a movie out of this, which, while I haven't seen all of it in its kind of entirety from start to beginning, start to beginning? What the frick? Start to end. I have seen bits of it and I do know what happens at the end. So it wasn't really much of a spoiler what happened at the end of the book. So yeah, I wasn't really as surprised at what happened. It was reading it through that I was absolutely hooked, and I was just like, oh god, this is such a good story. The story is brilliant and the concept was excellent, and it's also simple as well. You know, to be stranded on Mars in the future, and those are the problems, you know. You've got to kind of have oxygen, which we take for granted on this planet because it seems to, you know, it produces itself. Water as well, it's non-existent, pretty much non-existent on Mars. And obviously pressure is going to be a bit of a difficult thing to kind of create other than inside the habitat. And then obviously food as well. So all of those problems were kind of there, and it's such a simple concept. So I was really kind of looking forward to reading it, and I'm glad I got it because it was so good. Watney is such a good character. He's funny, he's likeable, he's intelligent, and he's flawed as well, which I kind of liked. Because whenever he's under stress, he gets even more jokey and more kind of, you know, comedic for the sake of coping, which there are some people out there like that, and so he felt real and he felt wonderful, and I really liked him as a character. So, you know, he made me laugh on so many occasions. I was like, oh my god, that's so funny. He's got such a good sense of humour. So I really liked him, and I liked the way that it was set out as well, because you kind of jump between Watney on Mars and the other people trying to get him home who are living back on Earth, and so you get kind of small segments of cutting between the two, and each segment was just long enough for you to kind of be with the character for a decent stint and see them achieve something, but it wasn't too long that you kind of felt like you were getting bored of just sitting with one solitary character on their own for what feels like forever, and that can sometimes be boring, but he'd managed to kind of do it really well by kind of switching between the two in very kind of short enough stints that you could kind of not get bored, which is great. So well done on that. While I'm not an engineering buff or a science geek, that did feel real to me, but don't quote me on that, because it's, like I said, I'm not an engineering or science geek who knows everything about science and everything about engineering, so I'm, you know, I don't want to end up like a lot of people. I don't want to end up researching any books I read just to see if the author's right, because that takes the fun out of the novel for me. And so, as far as I'm aware, what's in here has been well researched by Andy Weir, and so as far as I'm aware it's right. But if you kind of ever had a career in engineering or a career in physics or science, and you notice discrepancies, then don't kind of cut. Please, you know, I'm not that well versed in engineering and stuff, so my recommendation, if you wanted to kind of base it on the science, don't kind of take it at face value for the sake of me saying, oh, this is correct, this is alright, and then saying, oh no, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. I don't know engineering. I know books. That's my area of expertise. And on the point of the engineering and science stuff, that stuff did feel a little bit too expositioning. Exposition is if it's something where things are just kind of stated at you, it's told, it's facts kind of endlessly spewing at you, and it kind of does ruin a bit of storytelling if there's a bit too much of it, and there was quite a lot of that in there. It could have been toned down a little bit, but I was still gripped, so it was still good, but it could have toned it down a little bit on the exposition. And there were a couple of sentences as well where it felt like there were words missing, or words that should have been different words within the sentence, and I was like, what the hell does this sentence mean? I don't know what this sentence means. Is this right? And I kind of felt like I was doubting myself, like, in what my English capabilities were. Did I kind of not understand English right, or am I just stupid? I don't think I am, but there were a few kind of sentences where it could have been a little bit more proofread. Sorry about that. And yeah, but otherwise it was a good story, and I would thoroughly recommend it. So yes, I'll put the links down below for you guys, and I will see you in the next episode. Spam that subscribe button, because subscribe buttons like spam, apparently. So go do that. Give them spam. Love you guys. Bye bye.